Excerpts from the Kyogyoshinsho. 1. A collection of passages revealing the true teaching, practice, Shinjin and realization of the Pure Land Way. Compiled by Gotoku Shinran, disciple of Shakyamuni. Introduction. The Kyogyoshinsho. Teaching, practice, Shinjin, and realization of the Pure Land Way is Master Shinran's masterpiece work of 6 volumes, written in classical Chinese. It vividly captures the complete teaching that allows ordinary foolish people, like us, to gain enlightenment, simply by entrusting ourselves to Amida Buddha's primal vow. It is indeed an amazing spiritual pilgrimage and journey of discovery through the ages, from the Enlightenment of Shakyamuni Buddha to the chronological dispensation of this wonderful Pure Land Dharma by the 7 lineage teachers to Master Shinran, and now to wretched sentient beings like ourselves. The Venerable Master's basis for quoting only the specially selected passages from the sutras and the expositions of the lineage masters was to testify the absolute truth of salvation for all suffering beings that freely flowed entirely from Amida Buddha's vow mind. Having to sift through the enormous amount of teachings from each and every one of the 7 Pure Land Masters before him, Master Shinran carefully collected only what was essential, and leaving out what was not relevant to his own awakening to the marvelous working of Amida's vow of great compassion. He was unconcerned about the criticisms of others, whose minds are not really rooted in Amida Buddha's salvation. Master Shinran's benevolent aspiration to benefit future generations has now come to miserable persons like us, effectively, in the form of his Kyogyoshinsho, poems, and other wonderful writings. Those who have listened deeply to Master Shinran's expositions would definitely see the profound systematization on his true Pure Land thoughts and spiritual awakening that solely focus on the inconceivable gift of salvation bestowed by Amida Buddha through his primal vow. Aptly expressing his single-hearted refuge in this wondrous compassionate vow that effectively saves all beings in pain and suffering, he passionately wrote, "My heart and mind stand rooted in the Buddha ground of the universal vow, and my thoughts and feelings flow within the Dharma realm." We are extremely privileged to present this exciting series of videos with marvelous excerpts from the Kyogyoshinsho. We hope that you too will be deeply touched by the Master Shinran's heartfelt expositions as you follow through the videos. Preface of the Kyogyoshinsho. I reflect within myself. The universal vow, difficult to fathom, is indeed a great vessel, bearing us across the ocean difficult to cross. The unhindered light is the sun of wisdom, dispersing the darkness of our ignorance. Thus, it is that, when conditions for the teaching of birth in the Pure Land had matured, Tathagata provoked Ajatasattu to commit grave crimes. And when the opportunity arose for explaining the pure act by which birth is settled, Shakyamuni led Vaidehi to select the land of peace. In their selfless love, these incarnated ones, Tathagata, Ajatasattu, Vaidehi, all aspired to save the multitudes of beings from pain and affliction. And in his compassion, Shakyamuni, the great hero, sought indeed to bless those committing the 5 grave offenses, those slandering the Dharma, and those lacking the seed of Buddhahood. We know, therefore, that the auspicious name, embodying the perfectly fulfilled supreme virtues, is true wisdom, that transforms our evil into virtue, and that the diamond-like Shinjin so difficult to accept is true reality, that sweeps away doubt, and brings us to attainment of enlightenment. This, then, is the true teaching, easy to practice, for small, foolish beings. It is the straight way, easy to traverse for the dull and ignorant. Among all teachings the great sage preached in his lifetime, none surpasses this ocean of virtues. Let the one who seeks to abandon the defiled and aspire for the pure, who is confused in practice and vacillating in faith, whose mind is dark and whose understanding deficient, whose evils are heavy and whose karmic obstructions manifold, let such persons embrace above all the Tathagata's exhortations, take refuge without fail in the most excellent direct path, devote themselves solely to this practice, and revere only this Shinjin. Hard to encounter, even in many lifetimes, is the decisive cause of birth, Amida's universal vow. Hard to realize, even in myriads of kalpas, is pure Shinjin, that is true and real. If you should come to realize this practice, and Shinjin, rejoice at the conditions from the distant past that have brought it about. But if in this lifetime, still you are entangled in a net of doubt, then unavoidably you must pass once more, in the stream of birth and death, through myriads of kalpas. Wholly sincere, indeed, are the words of truth, that one is grasped, never to be abandoned. The right Dharma all-surpassing, and wondrous. Hear and reflect, and let there be no wavering or apprehension. How joyous I am! Good Aku Shinran, disciple of Shakyamuni. Rare is it to come upon the sacred scriptures from the westward land of India, and the commentaries of the masters of China and Japan. But now, I have been able to encounter them. Rare is it to hear them, but already I have been able to hear. Reverently entrusting myself to the teaching, practice and realization that are the true essence of the Pure Land Way, I am especially aware of the profundity of the Tathagata's benevolence. Here, I rejoice in what I have heard, and extol what I have attained. Namo Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Buddha.